Test. Testing 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Test.
left is yours. Yes. Okay, that's your test. Yay. I love the papers. Ah, Mama. Sorry, bud. Good.
halfway down focuses it a little bit more. So
Yeah.
like as they start moving, then if you press it halfway down again, I follow them. Like that. Oh, that's a cool one to play. That's a good one to blame too.
The heads in the way.
Yeah, you should pop that a little bit. Colton, those are good. I want you to keep taking some next half and
Here.
see what you can find.
See if we can get pictures on here. I can zoom in, it'll show the guys.
Well, okay, and I have one. Well, two, but that's what we do. Yeah.
I'll just take one. Yeah.
Too much like your mom.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It was.
Mom, you like this?
I do. It looks really nice. It looks really nice.
Hi, Evan. How are you? Hey, be careful not to pick it, okay?
Mom. Oh no. It's halftime. Practically every single kid. Once Calix and Corey do it, and Casey does it. And other people see him do it, and they
I know,
want to
it's
do
hard
it.
when there's the other kids.
I'm just like, go sit back down. And then Mr. Seckler's like, yeah, you can have a ball. I'm like, it's a high school basketball game. This isn't a basketball game. Go sit down. I probably have more discipline.
Because you've been on it the entire game.
Should I tell me again?
Yes. Colton, there's a basketball tournament on your guys' off weekend on the 19th at Hills Beaver Creek. Basketball tournament, off weekend, Hills Beaver Creek. Yeah, you're good. You would want to play? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep, I'll tell her you're in then.
Sound is off.
What's that?
It doesn't even matter.
I can hear you.
No, it can't.
Travel. Mom, that was
Clear,
tiring.
don't touch. It's not yours. It doesn't need to be adjusted.
That was more tiring than some of my drills at practice.
Well, that's because your girls aren't practicing. Like, good. I'm glad you guys have fun. Was that fun?
I was guarding kicker and rebounding for him.
Nice.
Just helping him get one back, so.
Stop.
No, I swear he only missed like 15 shots. Cooper, he was shooting pretty good. That's good.
That's game.
We lost.
What?
Dulos all
So far.
games. All 3 games. Can I take a picture of
Okay, so I think we're good on screen time for like We'll just have to do it right here. Like, on like the blue stand. Like not even up here, but like blue. Yep.
Mom, why can't we do it right here?
Just in case that, and there's not enough room for them to stand, have this here and them stand. And then, so.
That'll work.
If we say so, then we say so. Test 1, 2. Test, test, test. Test 1, 2, test, test, test.
That was fun.
please stand for the national anthem. A reminder to all in attendance that proper respect is to stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. All veterans and out-of-uniform military personnel may salute the flag. Tonight's anthem will be sung by sisters Hannah and Lucy Prewald.
All right, and welcome to another day of Blue Dragon basketball here in the Dragon's Lair of Garretson, South Dakota. We have a contest tonight between the Garretson Blue Dragons and our visiting McCook Central Montrose Fighting Cougars. Game is slated to get started here in just a few minutes after opening lineups between the Cougars and the Dragons. And we'll give you that full and complete rundown here in just a moment. All right, like I said, welcome to the Dragon's Lair here on February 4th. We've got the McCook Central Montrose Fighting Cougars visiting the Garretson Blue Dragons tonight. Tipping the ball for the Blue Dragons, number 23, Rhett Cloth, returning to the starting lineup, and number 10, Gavin Gordon, 6'5" senior for the Cougars. Cloth goes ahead and controls the tip as Long launches it into the corner to Dylan Kint. Big post up by our big man, 6'10" Cloth here. Ball works its way around the arc. Kint puts up the three, unable to get it to drop. Rebound goes to number 30, Micah Van Ruler, 6'6" senior, forward for the Cougars. Just 30 seconds into play, scoreless here. McCook Central Montrose and the Garretson Blue Dragons are not only rivals in the conference, but they are also rivals in the region. Currently, those two teams are jockeying for that middle place of 4th and 5th seed in the region. And that high seed gets to host, so that 4-5 matchup can actually be pretty critical here as the season kind of winds down. For the Blue Dragons, after tonight, they only have double headers left. with the girls until their final season, or I'm sorry, their final game of the season against Del Rapids. Cooper Long takes it after a good lead pass, gets the bucket and goes at the line for a traditional three-point play, hoping to convert here. The Blue Dragons have really struggled at the free throw line all season, and despite a poor showing to start, they have kind of picked up the pace, but still not at where they should be for their free throw percentage, as number 4 Boston Katzer, 6'1" guard, is called for steps here. So Long converted on that traditional three-point play, first 3 points of the game, and the only 3 points on the board, a minute 15 into play. Refs taking their time to make sure that they have everything set, everything is correct, a little bit of communication with the table going on before the ball gets put back into play. Long takes it up after the inbound from Kent. Kent goes ahead and gathers it back at the timeline. Kent swings it to Akingay, who gives it back to Kent at the top of the key, finding Schlieder over in the corner. Long pops out in a little bit of a motion offense, it looks like. Kent takes a bump, takes a shot then from the top of the free throw line, unable to get it to fall. Good push by the Cougars as number 4 Boston Katzer converts for 2 down low. Schlieder takes a look off that backside of the iron, but ball goes out of bounds as Akingay and Cloth were both fighting for that same ball. Starters for the Blue Dragons tonight are led by 2 of their seniors, number 15 Dylan Kent and number 11 Caden Akingay. Juniors Cooper Long, number 3, and Sam Schlieder, number 13. And then sophomore Rhett Cloth, number 23. Ball goes off the hands of Cody Miles and falls to the Blue Dragons. Starters for the McCook Central Montrose Cougars looks like number 2 Cody Miles, a senior 5'11" guard. Number 4, Boston Katzer, also a guard sitting at 6'1" and a senior. And a freshman. Shot is good by Long. Katzer turns around over on that other side and quickly gets that ball to fall. So all of the scoring out of the 10 players on the court have happened by just 2, 1 on each side. Long and Katzer dominating the 5 and 4 points for each of their teams respectively. Rounding out the Cougar lineup, it looks like number 10, Gavin Gordon. He is a 6'5" senior. Number 30, Micah Van Ruler, like I said, 6'6" senior. And number 12, Owen Alley, a 6-foot sophomore. Rhett Cloth is going to get pushed for the body. His first foul of the night. But a good, hard defensive play. Definitely want to make sure that they earn those 2 points. You don't want to give them those easy 2. So Van Ruler is going to be sitting at the line, taking his first of 2 free throws tonight. First one goes off the back iron and misses. Van Ruler connects for his second. And then first points not scored by Boston Katzer tonight for the Cougars. Long takes another look at the jumper, hits again. Long still has all 7 points for the Garretson Blue Dragons. Nice to see him kind of finding his stroke again, as he hasn't been quite himself this year. He came off of a really hot sophomore campaign. And has kind of struggled to find a rhythm this season, but definitely has put in the hours in the gym. And my sources from one of the student managers tonight said that Cooper Long was hitting his shots in some pregame warm-up stuff, as he was feeling pretty good about his shot. Didn't miss very many of them. And it's showing as he goes 7 for 5. And, of course, that wonderful announcer's jinx comes in to play as Long puts up a 3 and misses. Schlieder pulls for the rebound but knocks it out of the hands of the Cougars, and ball goes green way. Cats are closely guarded by Schlieder. Schluter's been a tough defender all season as Katzer finds Gordon. Pulling it to Allie in the lane, back out to Miles. Long gathers in the rebound and pushes it forward. Looks like Katzer's going to get dinged with his first foul of the night. Kent taking point for the Blue Dragons, passes it off to Akingay. Akingay to Schluter in the corner. Schluter finds Long. Long finds that nice little fadeaway jumper in just outside of the paint. But he's really deadly right now from about like that 8 to 10 feet away from the basket, just beyond the paint, but still in good look. Cougars called for a 3-second violation. Wasting a possession. It looks like it's going to be pretty much a back and forth game all night as McCook Central Montrose is sitting at about a 500 record and Garretson is just sub 500. Long misses from deeper. Ball is turned over. Kent finds it. Pass looks like it was tipped a little bit, but Schluter was able to wrangle it in before he was fouled. Foul goes against 30, Micah Van Ruler. His first of the night, third for the Cougars. Garretson takes their time and sets up in their offense. Schluter fakes and then takes a little dribble drive in. Katzer comes away with the ball and finds Allie cutting inside. Ball gets tipped away as the refs have to meet as to who that ball was actually off of. Giving it to Green, saying that Garretson did tip the ball, which I would probably agree with. In there, senior Isaiah Gannat comes on for the Blue Dragons, replacing senior Caden Akingay. First action that we have seen by Gannat tonight, and actually the first sub of the night that we have seen as well. Gannat, a solid, consistent contributor to the Garretson Blue Dragons. He's been a solid player for him for the last 4 years. Gannat does a great job, especially shooting beyond the arc, and then really can stretch up down in that post play and grab some of those big critical rebounds to help out. Another foul being called. Refs calling it pretty tight. Looks like that foul is going against Schluter. That he got the hold there. That is the second foul of the night for the Garretson Blue Dragons. First for Schluter. Kent comes away with the steal. Moves it up court and goes ahead and lets that offense set up. There goes Gannat taking a look from three and hits. Like I said, Gannat is a solid three-point shooter for the Blue Dragons. And he has really stepped up into that role-playing expectation that he has been a good sixth man for the Blue Dragons. Katzer takes a floater up in the lane, off the back iron, wrangled in by the Blue Dragons. Long takes it up, jump stops on the three-point line. Kent dribble drives it in, finds Long to dish out. Long pulls out, gives it back to Kent. Back and forth between those two. Kent releases from three. Ball long falls in the way of the Cougars. Number 10, Gavin Gordon loses the handle on that ball and goes to Blue Dragon possession. The defensive side has been causing a little bit of havoc for the Cougars as they haven't been able to really be consistent on that offensive set. I haven't been keeping track of how many turnovers there have been, but the Blue Dragons have definitely caused some issues over there. Or, you know, the Cougars have done that themselves with unforced errors with a few travels or a 3-second in the lane call, which happened earlier. Great pass by Long to Cloth, who was posting up hard, using his height to his advantage. Another two on the board, and the Blue Dragons up by 9 with just under a minute and a half to play. Van Ruler pops from three. The big man taking that deep look. Great look, but falling just off. Clay Lardy coming on for the Blue Dragons. Clay Lardy, you can see how tall he's marked as 6'3". They call him 6'3". We'll see how that close. That's probably pretty close to it. sometimes that roster height gets stretched out a little bit. But, yeah, Clay Lardy's probably about a 6'3", but a 6'3" junior, a solid big man down low for them. Lardy also another player who has really stepped up for the Blue Dragons this year and filling in that role. Aside from the 5 starters, Gannat and Lardy are typically those other 2 that are coming off the bench for the majority of the game before rotating in. There are also a few other new players in for the McCook Central Montrose Cougars. Number 22, Carter Jandal, is in, as is number 13, Ty Morrison. Both Jandal and Morrison are sophomores. So Cougars have a pretty young team this season, it looks like. Kent floats it up for 2. So sitting at about a 500 record with a pretty sophomore dominant squad, a few freshmen on that team that's getting consistent playing time with a little bit of senior leadership. Has seemed to work out okay, but definitely sets the pace as the Cougars get called for yet another travel, unforced error, and those have been killer for the Cougars. We have 44.5 seconds to play in that first quarter. Garretson up on their home court 16-5. So it looks like Tad Heitkamp taking advantage of this full timeout here, really talking to his Blue Dragons down there, as is head coach Jeff Heisinger, leading the McCook Central Montrose Cougars, trying to get them back on track. Obviously, with about a 500 record here, the Cougars are a solid quality team, and you're going to expect them to kind of find their stroke pretty soon and get into a rhythm, making this a close game. The Blue Dragons have had a consistent season where they like to play a solid 3 quarters, maybe 3.5 quarters of play, and then seem to kind of fall short somewhere in there, whether that's in that very last part of the game where the lead slips away, and other times it's like in a second quarter, and then all of a sudden it makes it really difficult to have to climb back into that game. So we'll see if the Blue Dragons can put together a full 4 quarters of play. Right now, going ahead and finding that hot hand with Cooper Long, who launches from 3 again, in and out. Lardy and Schleter battling for the boards as Schleter is able to tip that one in. Great athleticism and core strength right there, as Schleter was able to keep himself upright and not too far under the basket for that tip in. Ball goes down low to Katzer. Katzer is fouled by Long on the shot. Pardon me, they're actually giving that foul to Sam Schleter. That'll be Schleter's second, and it looks like Akingay settled in at the scorer's table. I am assuming that he is going to be going in for Schleter here. Also looking to return to the court is Gavin Gordon. Subbing in, looks like probably for Katzer, as he is staying at the table, so we have that shooter in there. Currently on the floor for the Blue Dragons, we've got Gannat, Lardy, Kint, Akingay, and Long. And for the Cougars, rounding out this, we've got Morrison, Alley, Miles, Katzer, and Jondal. Shot attempt no good as we finish that first quarter action. First quarter sees the Garretson Blue Dragons up 18-5, big 13-point lead, but a lot can happen still with 3 quarters left to play. Let you go ahead, get up and stretch. If you are listening at home, great time to use the restroom because you don't want to miss this action. I have a feeling that the McCook Central Montrose Cougars here are going to find their rhythm pretty shortly, and the second quarter is going to be pretty exciting. So I'll give you a moment to go ahead, grab that snack, use that restroom, get a drink of water, and then come back and settle in here in just a moment. Coming back to action here, starting the second quarter, you've got Akingay, Long, Kent, Lardy, and Ganat, the exact same ones who ended that first quarter. Looks like they're setting up probably in about a 2-3 zone. Coming back on for the Cougars, you have Jondal, Miles, Gordon, Van Ruler, and Katzer. Ball gets put into the post, found the big man down low. Nice, easy 2-point bucket for Van Ruler. Definitely taking advantage of the fact that Rhett Cloth is not in for the Blue Dragons. A little bit more even matchup between Van Ruler and Lardy here, with Van Ruler having a little bit more of that varsity experience, knowing how to work on the paint. Ball goes off the front of the rim on long shot attempt. He's cooled down a little bit as he has missed the last 3 or 4 shot attempts that he's had. All of them been from a little bit farther. Look, Katzer has the ball, swings it over to Jondal. Jondal to Miles in the corner. The Cougars continue to look for an opening in that 2-3 zone, but it's something that Garretson has played pretty much all season, as Ganat comes away with that ball on the Cougars' attempt to hold on to it. Long dishes to Ganat, who looks from 3. Looked good, but was just short on that shot attempt. Great ball control by Katzer as Lardy gets a little sloppy on the defense and reaches. Katzer going to try for another one to bring his total up to 7 on the night. Currently the score is 18-9 with Garretson Blue Dragons doubling up the Cougars. Katzer has 6 of those points. Micah Van Ruler has the other 3. Ganat takes another look from 3, a little bit closer. That one was in and out. It was a great look. However, doesn't quite fall. But foul looks like they go against McCook Central Montrose on that rebound. That is the second foul for Cody Miles. Miles comes off, and freshman Mason Sabers comes on. A 5'9" guard for the Cougars. Long, closely guarded. I'm sure starting off with that hot hand didn't help much, as he will have a hand in his face almost all night. Short on that shot attempt from the baseline. Van Ruler comes away with the rebound. Finds Katzer. Katzer decides to take it coast to coast. Great closeout by Akingay as Gordon does turn around and put up 2 points, 18-11. So just like that, in 2 minutes of play, the Cougars have doubled their output from the first quarter. Already hitting up 18-11. Like I said, it wasn't going to be it was only a matter of time before the Cougars came in and kind of made their presence known. Turnover by the Cougars, falling in the Blue Dragons' favor. Long pushes, dishes to Cloth. Not really a lot of place to go. Shuffled his feet a little bit and gets called for steps. It looks like Coach Heitkamp wants to discuss some things with the Garretson Blue Dragons, as we are sitting in about 2.5 minutes of play, just under 2.5 minutes of play. And Garretson has yet to score in this second quarter, and McCook Central Montrose has put up 6 straight points, closing the gap where it was 18-5 at the end of the first quarter. Now it's just a 7-point game, 18-11 in favor of the home team, Garretson Blue Dragons. Both teams pretty even so far. Looking at that scoring output, the 11 points for the Cougars comes from 6 of them going to the freshman Boston Katzer. 3 of them goes to senior Micah Van Ruler, and the other 2 are completed by senior Gavin Gordon. Leading the Blue Dragons in scoring with 9 right now is junior guard Cooper Long. Also contributing, Isaiah Ganat has 3, and then 2 points apiece go to Rhett Cloth, Dylan Kent, and Sam Schleter. So, you know, it's nice to see lots of people get their get their marks in the book right there with the scoring. Obviously led by Long, but having 4 other people, so 5 people on the court scoring for the Blue Dragons, and 3 of them for the McCook Central Montrose Fighting Cougars. As great as it is to have those big scorers on your team and those really dynamic players, which is obviously needed with some of those exceptional teams, I think a balanced attack is even harder to guard, as you never know who's going to step up at that moment. And right here, Gordon goes up for a 3-pointer, big rebound by Rhett Cloth. He finds Kent. Kent passes it quickly forward to Long. Long to Gnat. Gnat back to Kent. Great ball movement by the Garretson Blue Dragons as Long tries to find Cloth, who goes up and is fouled on that attempt. Close settling in at the line here, looking to score his 3rd and 4th points of the game. Shot is up. Uses all of the iron, but does get the fall. Schlueter checks on for Gnat as Cloth settles in to take his 2nd. Basket no good. Kent battling Van Ruler, almost comes away with it, but Van Ruler is just a little bit too strong. Gordon dribbles it up as to just being pressured a little bit by Sam Schlueter. Cats are back with the ball. Schlueter just dinged with his 3rd foul. Gnat quickly coming back on, as Schlueter is probably going to sit on the bench for the remaining portion of this first half. Kind of uncharacteristic of Schlueter to have 3 fouls in a game, let alone 3 fouls and a half. But he's staying aggressive, and Sabres is called for a few extra steps. Those extra little shuffles are getting called tonight, so needing to make sure that you're not stretching that 2.5 steps that you're given. Kent takes up the ball for the Blue Dragons. Swings it over to Akingay. Akingay finds that high post cut by Long. Long takes the look at the top of the key. Rhett Cloth grabs the offensive rebound, but is hit for a push in the back. For those old basketball folk like me, they used to call over the back. Used to be the call. Over the back is not an actual foul. You can grab it over as long as you don't touch them or push anyone out of their place. So, but Cloth definitely did get a little bit of body on that rebound attempt. So good call by the refs to pull Cloth on that one. Kent battling for the ball in the corner. Sorry if you couldn't get it all the way over there. But Kent battling for the ball all in the corner, but does go off his fingertips, and ball stays in possession of the Cougars. Shot clock just at 11 right now. Ball swings to the top to Katzer, who I'd expect to take the shot, but it looks like Gordon is going to take the look from 3. Hits off the front of the iron. Big rebound by Gnat. Great job getting position by Gnat on that one. It's like foul goes to number 22, Jondal, his 1st of the night. Halfway through the 2nd quarter, Garretson has only put up 1 point this quarter, while the Cougars have put up 6. Ball goes out of bounds, but does stay in possession of the Blue Dragons. Checking on for Garretson is number 33, Clay Lardy, and number 23, Jackson Koch. Lardy with a strong post up, good post move. Gets the feel off of the glass. Katzer takes it coast to coast, nice high arcing shot, and gets a shooter's roll. That is definitely going to be a kid that you are going to want to watch in these coming years. Katzer is a fun kid. Definitely handles the ball well and not afraid to take a shot, so that's good to see. Lots of promise for this young Fighting Cougar squad. Blue Dragons find Gnat in the corner. Gnat takes a good look, but it comes up a little short. Green comes away with the ball and sets it up. Katzer obviously drawing the attention as he has the majority of the points for the Fighting Cougars. But Garretson looks like they're staying in that 2-3 zone. Going to make McCook beat him that way. And freshman Mason Sabers sinks it from 3. Now just a 5-point game, 21-16. Look by Long from deep, not using much of the shot clock here, as Garretson is pretty eager to put up the first shot that they see. Steps again by the green. That has been killer for their offensive sets. If they would just have even just a few more of those possessions back, I would argue that this game could be looking just the exact opposite of what it is. Checking back on to the floor right here, we've got Jondal and Morrison coming on for the Cougars. Rounding out the Cougar squad right now is Gordon, Katzer, and Cook. 2 points go in for Cloth. Jondal grabs it, but turns it over to Kent. Kent takes it coast to coast, scores 2, doubling his output to 4 for the night, and Garretson just like that up by 9. Katzer handling the point guard duties, swinging it around. Gordon takes a look from the baseline. Tough turnaround jumper. That was an impressive shot right there. It's hard to get that one lined up, especially when you know you don't have really any part of the backboard there to help you out. Seeing a little bit more patience by the Blue Dragons this time around. Great inbound pass, or look for him, by Gannat. Gannat was trying to find Cloth, who had his man sealed, but Jondal came in to kind of break up that play a little bit. Katzer tries to thread the needle between Kent and Long, and it looks like they are marking Long for that. That is Long's first foul of the night, which also puts Katzer at the line as we are now in the bonus situation. Akingay checking on for the Blue Dragons. Van Ruler looks like he's on, as is Miles coming back for the Cougars. So shooting right now, the bonus is Boston Katzer. He connects on the first. Gets another look here. Rounding out the Cougar lineup right now, you got number 30, Micah Van Ruler, number 10, Gavin Gordon. And then in the backcourt, out of your screen, you have number 22, Carter Jondal, and number 2, Cody Miles. As Katzer hits his second free throw of the night, making it 25-20, 5-point spread for these two Big East Conference rivals and Region 3A rivals. Just under a minute to play. Akingay swings it over and finds Lardy. Lardy with great post play, finding Cloth, and Cloth finishes down low. Great high-low post moves right there by the Garretson Blue Dragons. That has been missing for them as of late. About a 12-13 second spread between shot and game clock, so lots of time to go. There is a foul, though. Looks like a foul on the rebound. There was a push. Oh, it stays. We'll see what the officials say. It looks like there was maybe a little confusion. Originally, it looked like they were going the other way, but it looks like they're calling Clay Lardy for his second foul, a push on the rebound, which puts Jondal on the line. Checking on for the Cougars, Allie comes back in, as does Sabres. Sitting down are Miles and Van Ruler. Jondal puts it up, goes off the back iron. Shot clock is off. Final 30 seconds of play. Garretson looks like they're really going for that last shot. In no hurry here, just trying to kind of play keep away, as McCook Central also settles into that 2-3 zone. Got some high-low post play going on, just looking for those outlets. At about 5 seconds left here, Long looks up as he drives baseline off the back iron, gets the shooter's roll, and it finishes. Your halftime score, 29-20. Garretson leads. The Cougars were able to cut into that Garretson lead from the end of the first quarter, though, as Garretson was up by 13 at the end of the first and now only up by 9 this time. But they cut that deficit down to 4 or 5 points a few different times in that second quarter. So looking for a little bit more adjustments here out of Coach Heisinger and the Fighting Cougars over halftime, and expecting McCook Central Montrose to kind of come out screaming in this third quarter, close that gap pretty quickly. So I'm going to give you folks a moment to go ahead and take a break. We've got a 10-minute halftime coming right here, but go ahead and take a break, stretch your legs, get up and moving just a little bit, just in case you weren't able to be here at this game. But thank you for watching online. Hope you are enjoying the broadcast and that availability to stay inside, especially on some of those chillier days. It's kind of nice to not have to venture outside at all. So we will see you back here in about 2 minutes of play, and we'll kind of break down halftime stats as well as give a preview as to where both of these teams, McCook Central Montrose and Garretson, are going to round out their season. Happy Friday, everyone, and thank you for joining us here in Garretson at the Dragon's Lair as Garretson hosts the McCook Central Montrose Fighting Cougars. Garretson holds the lead at halftime, 29-20. Looking at the leading scores for our visitors, the green and white of McCook Central Montrose, Boston Katzer is leading the Cougars with 10 points. He has connected 4 times from the floor and then hit 2 of his free throws here. And then rounding out that scoring, so he has half of the points for the Cougars. Rounding out the scoring is Gavin Gordon, who has 4 points. Mason Sabers has 3 from beyond the arc, and Micah Van Ruler has 3 from your traditional three-point play in there with 2 and a 1. So that is your scoring for McCook Central Montrose. After visiting Garretson tonight, McCook Central Montrose has 5 more games left on their platter, and it could be some pretty big games in determining where to find McCook Central Montrose in the region standings. Next, they play region foe Madison Bulldogs next Tuesday, February 8th. Madison Bulldogs have a very similar record to the Garretson Blue Dragons. Madison is 5-8, but that is one of those teams that's kind of they've really had some up and down years or up and down games this year. So sometimes they look strong, like they could be right at the top of the pack, and then other times you're not quite sure what to expect. So I'd expect to see a pretty good game between MCM and Madison next Tuesday. Then it looks like next Saturday they play Wolsey Wessington at the DWU Classic. And then they round out their season at Tri-Valley, at West Central, at Mount Vernon Plankington, with both West Central and MVP sporting 10-4 and 9-4 records respectively. So that is going to be a tough gauntlet down the road for MCM, as they are going to be ending their season with 3 games on the road. Lots of travel. Looks like it's the 15th, 19th, and 21st. It's just kind of one of those hard things that you have to digest and deal with, because it's always easier to be able to play at home, and then you have a little bit more of your home crowd typically, but also you don't have any of that little tiresomeness with or uncertainty that comes with travel on the school buses. So that's what it kind of looks like for McCook Central Montrose to round out their season. Madison, Woolsey, Wessington, who's a 10-2 team, solid team there. Tri-Valley, West Central, and MVP. Garretson putting up 29 points here in the first half of play is led by junior Cooper Long. Long has connected for 11 of the 29 points. Also with a strong performance is Rhett Cloth, but down low. He's really kind of settled in and used that big man kind of body, sitting at 6'10" on roster height. He has done a great job sealing out the McCook defense and been able to convert for 7 points tonight so far, with most of those being down low. He did have 1 free throw on a putback attempt. Then rounding out the scoring for Garretson, Dylan Kint has 4 points. Isaiah Ganat with 3, and then Sam Schleter and Clay Lardy both with 2. Sam Schleter had to sit the majority of that second quarter, though, on the bench, as he is dinged with 3 fouls. Everyone else in play on both either McCook side or Garretson side is just 1 or 2 fouls, so no severe foul trouble there, as Garretson enters the floor, tries to get warmed up again after this break. We have 2.5 minutes left here in the halftime. But Garretson ends their season. So McCook sits at 7-7 this year, and Garretson is 6-8. So like I said, a pretty even matchup when you look at it on paper. And Garretson finishes off their season also with 5 more games. Next Tuesday, they host the Beersford Watchdogs, another conference foe. Beersford is 5-9 and a real scrappy team. They shoot a lot and they pass the ball. They will make you move all the way through. And then they play Elkton Lake Benton that next Saturday, and then turn around to play Parker the following Tuesday. So 3 home games in a row for the Garretson Blue Dragons, even after this Cougars game. So Beersford, Elkton Lake Benton, and Parker, all doubleheaders with the girls. And then they travel to Sioux Valley for the girls' last game of the season in a doubleheader against Sioux Valley. And then the boys round out their season at Del Rapids. So also, much like McCook Central Montrose, having to end their season on the road, and not just 1 road game, but a few road games in a row. And both of those last 2 road games, much like the Cougars, for the Garretson Blue Dragons, are going to be tough, because Sioux Valley is 11-2 and definitely a force. I believe Sioux Valley, I know was in the championship for the conference. I can't remember if they beat Flandreau or not for that conference game, but Sioux Valley is a tough team, and then Del Rapids is 11-4. They've been one of those state contenders and been in the state tournament quite a few times over the last few years. So a tough gauntlet of teams to end the season for both of these teams here, Garretson and McCook Central Montrose. Just going to try and look up the region ratings right now. So if you just bear with me for a second as I wait for the internet to work on my favor and we round down, getting ready for the third. Get ready for this third quarter. Here we go, looking at the standings for Region 3A, as McCook and Garretson both sit in that region. So like I said, not only Big East Conference foes, but region foes. However, this is the first time these two teams have seen each other. Sometimes they match up in that Big East Conference tournament, but that did not happen this year. So looking at that Region 3A matchup, West Central is sitting at number 1 with a 10-4 record. Pretty impressive out there. Sioux Falls Christian is number 2. With Del Rapids not far behind, 11-4 record. For Del Rapids, as Sioux Falls Christian is sitting at 9-6, but Christian has a few of those extra little power points as they usually get a few bonus points for playing quite a few AA schools on their schedule. McCook Central Montrose is currently number 4 in the region at 7-7. Garretson could shake that up if they keep the pace. Great drive by Long as Long connects for 2 points to break the scores here going into the second half. But McCook Central Montrose is sitting currently at that number 4 position, followed by Madison and Garretson. Long pulls up on the outlet. Little too eager. Cloth and Kent team up for that rebound. Ball poked away from Schlueter, but it looks like Miles might get dinged for another foul. That'll be Miles' 3rd foul as well, pretty early on in the 3rd quarter for that 3rd foul. Garrettson's currently sitting 6th, just behind Madison, but obviously a win tonight over McCook Central Montrose could help that cause pretty well. Great cut by Kent as he finds his way into the lane and grabs another 2. Ball brought up by Miles for the Cougars. And then rounding out the region is Tri-Valley and Baltic. So if it was to end today, sub coming into the game, number 13, Ty Morrison coming in for number 2, Cody Miles. Not surprised that they're taking Miles out here as he already has 3 fouls, and I feel like just under a minute to play in that 3rd quarter, it's pretty risky to leave him in there and possibly getting that 4th foul before even getting to the 4th quarter. I do like to say they give you 5 fouls for a reason, but that doesn't mean you should use them all right away. You might need to save a few. Great swing pass to Long. However, Allie gets up and gets a hand on it to prevent Schlueter from gathering that ball in. But like I was saying, if the region was going to end today, McCook Central Montrose would host Madison, and Garretson would travel to Del Rapids, which could be interesting since Garretson and Del Rapids are the last teams to play each other in the regular season and then have to turn around and play them right again. Could be kind of difficult there. Ball swings its way around. Akingay relocates and Long doesn't see that and throws it away. But with 5 games left in the season, too, there is still quite a bit of shifting that can go around in these standings. These teams are all pretty close. Looking at the top 3 spots between West Central, Sioux Falls Christian, and Del Rapids, that could be anyone's game as to who has that 1, 2, or 3 seed. Really, as the point spread is just over 1 point, looking at the seeding points. And then looking at the 4, 5, and 6 between McCook Central, Montrose, Madison, and Garretson, that really can go any way as well, because there is a 1 point spread between that. And like I said, depending on how today's game shakes out and as well as the final 4 games for these teams, definitely some shifting and a potential home court advantage for whoever can secure that number 4 spot. Long pops from the corner out on the baseline. Number 12, Owen Alley, comes away with the rebound, getting great position over Cloth. So despite that height advantage, great outlet by Cloth on that defensive rebound. Long unable to connect on the offensive rebound, looking for a foul. What I have typically found is that when somebody starts looking for the foul, the refs are not going to give it to them, not just to be spiteful, but just because it doesn't look as genuine as of contact. That's really what they're looking for, contact, moving the shooter off of his plane. 2 points for Gavin Gordon, goes in, 33-22 in favor of the Garretson Blue Dragons. Long getting a reach around. Foul going against Ty Morrison. That's only his 1st of the night. Subs coming on. Looks like Carter Jondal, number 22, is coming on for MCM as number 10, Gavin Gordon, takes a seat, gets a breather. Just over 3 minutes of play into this 3rd quarter. And the teams are pretty even. Garretson has put up 4 points as I'm sorry, as McCook has put up 2 and Long hits from 3 and looked. Long put up 3 and looked to get the extra, that extra call to get himself to the line, but it didn't go. But luckily the ball did go. Foul by Rhett Cloth on the rebound attempt. That is Cloth's 3rd foul. Clay Lardy checks on for the Blue Dragons. Cloth had a pretty solid rebound up top, but I think his body pushed into him a little, pushed into the Cougars just a little bit, causing the ref to blow their whistle. That displacement can't happen. You've got all that vertical plane that you want to play with, but you just can't push somebody out of position as Katzer dribbles around. Gordon taking the shot. Schlueter comes away with it, brings it forward for the Blue Dragons. Kent pulls it out. Long launches the ball over in a big swing pass between him and Kent. Clay Lardy flashes on that high post, makes the dangerous decision to bring that ball down. Can't really do that, especially when you're in that post position. Kent drives into the lane. Ball is no good as Van Ruler comes away with the rebound. Playing a pretty similar offense with the high-low post there. Gordon looks to try and get something to happen. Van Ruler comes away with an offensive rebound, pushes Kent out of the way, but Lardy gets that strong defensive rebound and gets their team back on the offensive side of the ball. Great use of his body by Van Ruler, just unable to finish down low in the paint. Schlueter looking for a big post up by Lardy. Lardy's looking for different opportunities. Tries to go up and under, but gets his arm caught. Pretty sure they are going to mark Gavin Gordon with that foul. We'll see what the officials have to say. Yep, they do show number 10 on their signs, Gavin Gordon. That is his first foul. Credit to McCook Central Montrose. They do not really foul a whole heck of a lot. They are pretty good at keeping their hands off of players and making you earn your own points. Lardy puts up his free throw, goes off the back iron and out of play. Checking on for McCook Central Montrose, number 2, Cody Miles, and number 3, Jackson Cook. Sitting down for a breather are 10, Gavin Gordon, number 12, Owen Alley. Also checking on for the Blue Dragons is Isaiah Ganott, and he is waiting on the other end of the court as Caden Ockengay takes a seat. Clay Lardy misses all of the basket, causing the refs to blow their whistle. The ball does have to hit the cylinder on a free throw, otherwise it is an automatic turnover. Lardy pokes the ball away from Katzer. McCook Central Montrose fans looking for the foul from the backside. Kent comes away with it, finds Long cutting across that baseline. Long gets another 2 points. Great assist by Kent to push the pace and keep moving forward that way. Schlueter going to get called for a swipe as he tried to reach around that backside. They've been pretty consistent on that call, that even if it has looked like a foul, they were going to call it. That is Schlueter's 4th. Ockengay hops up from the bench to sub in, and Schlueter is going to go ahead and take a seat. 2-3 defense for the Garretson Blue Dragons with Kent, Lardy, and Gnott down low. Long and Ockengay up top. Van Ruler gets an offensive rebound, gets bodied up by Lardy, and gets to settle in at the line. Garrettson's going to have to start making some decisions because they're quickly getting those fouls adding up. Although only 3 in this second half, that puts Schlueter with 4. Lardy has 3, and Cloth has 3. The biggest issue is with Lardy and Cloth both being in foul trouble, really what to do there. They're really the only 2 big men, like true big men, that Garretson has. As Van Ruler hits on his second free throw. So Garretson can definitely get into trouble if the big men keep getting in that foul trouble, and they're going to ask some players to have to play in some positions that they typically don't. McCook puts on the press, changes things up a little bit. Kent launches it all the way to the other corner. Long releases from 3 way deep and connects, spreading that lead to 18 points now. Garretson has really kind of found their stroke in this third quarter after a really slow start. They didn't really do anything at all at the beginning of it, as Katzer responds for 2 points of his own. Kent crosses the timeline, finds Lardy, who gives it back to Kent, trying to go back up. Gannat swings it over now to Long. Long launches from deep. That's NBA style three-point. He had the distance. It looked good there. But just off the front iron, doesn't get the roll. Kent gets called for that foul as they were trying to put the pressure on the Cougars going back up the court. That is Kent's first foul of the night. If anyone is going to foul it, it's definitely Kent that has the availability to do so. Actually, Long only has one foul on the night, and I'm not sure. I don't have Akingay for anyone. Once again, the Blue Dragons finding Long streaking. That release goes so well for him. He runs the court really well. And Garrettson's starting to do a better job in the back half of their season about going ahead and take that motion release. Jondal wrangles it in, finds Miles, and Miles hits from three. His first points of the game, and those were a big three to not only A, convert for the Cougars, but B, maybe take a little bit of wind out of the sails of the Garretson Blue Dragons as they've been kind of on a big streak. Score is 43-28, 15-point lead for the Blue Dragons. Weak pass by Akingay, luckily saved by Kent. Miles going to get pinged on his fourth foul, much like Schlueter. Miles and Schlueter are playing really similar games, having to really limit their minutes because of being in foul trouble. Looks like number 4, Dylan Jessen checking on for the Garretson Blue Dragons. Going to give Lardy a breath here for the final minute 19. Dylan Jessen will probably be one of those players, like I said, to fill in that big man role. He's not afraid to muscle up and, get a little bit dirty down there. It's always hard to have to kind of go against somebody who is just taller than you, but there goes Jessen grabbing that rebound, doing exactly what he needed to do for the Blue Dragons. So great aggressiveness by Dylan Jessen. Way to get that fundamental basketball into play by boxing out his man and putting himself in the right position. Ball is inbounded by Garretson, gets tipped away, stays in Garrettson's possession. Looks like a little bit of confusion by Garretson as they're trying to figure out, as these aren't always the consistent players that they have on the court. So just trying to have to swing things around a little bit. Kenton Long once again playing catch. Long closely guarded. Kent swings it over to Akingay. Akingay to Gannat in the corner. Gannat looks for Jessen, who's posting up hard on Van Ruler. Big size advantage there, but it looks like... Nope, it is a timeout. Timeout called for Garretson. Looking at this quick little scoring breakdown here, Long has exploded again for 2, 4, 6, 9. I think I have him down for 12 points in this quarter alone, hitting 2 big three-pointers and then a few of those beautiful runouts. Coach Heitkamp trying to draw up some plays for the final less than a minute of this game, trying to settle down Garretson as, like I said, they have a few players in who maybe typically don't play together. While Jessen does get court time with there, it might be usually Schlueter in with them, or it might be Jessen and Lardy at that time. So Garretson really sporting one of their smaller lineups right now than what they have had pretty much all season in there. But like I said, you definitely have some people who are pretty tenacious in the rebounding category, including Akingay, Jessen, and Gannat when he wants to be. Long drug his foot, called for steps, and turnover goes to Green. The Cougars are going to go ahead and bring that ball up the court for the final 50.5 seconds here. At least 2 more possessions in this third quarter. Van Ruler quite a distance away, popping out, drawing the defense, trying to figure out how to break this 2-3 zone. Great cut by Gordon, who misses down low. Jessen coming away with the rebound. Looks like we're getting a few hacks going on, but it must have been clean swipes at the ball as no foul was called by the refs. Kent waiting for last attempt. We have 17 seconds left on the clock, so definitely looking to extend this a little bit. Finally close enough to get a little bit of a guarded count. Sub 10 seconds left. Jessen pops up, gives it to Long. Long releases from deep 3. Ball is loose. Kent puts it up. Great hustle by Kent to keep that ball alive and in Garretson possession. Ball is going to be down low on the floor, on the baseline. Just 1 second to play. It's going to have to be a pretty quick catch and release. Not quite just tip situation, but definitely a quick catch and release in order to make that happen. Great cut by Ganat, but a little high off the glass. Good look. Garretson expands their lead quite a bit, 43-28 to finish out the third quarter. So spreading that 9-point lead to 15 points between the second and third quarters. Heisinger trying to rally his troops right now. I know 15 points seems like a lot, but when you have 8 minutes of play, there are a lot of things that can happen, especially when you've got a few different players in foul trouble. Sam Schlueter for the Garretson Blue Dragons has already marked with 4 fouls, and then the 2 main big men for Garretson, Rhett Cloth and Clay Lardy, have 3 fouls apiece. So I'd expect that game plan for the Cougars would be to kind of take it at those players and kind of knock them out, screw up that rhythm a little bit for the white team. On McCook Central Montrose's side, Cody Miles has 4 fouls, and he is really the only one in foul trouble, as everyone else is either have a clean slate or just 1 marked against them. So nothing too major over on that McCook Central Montrose side, but the senior leadership of Cody Miles is definitely being missed on the court. Starting for the Cougars to round out this fourth quarter of action, looks like we have starters almost all the starters back on. We have number 2, Cody Miles, for Boston Katzer, number 10, Gavin Gordon, number 12, Owen Alley, and then number 30, Micah Van Ruler. I think that was actually the starting lineup. Foul there. We are now in the bonus situation. Van Ruler gets dinged with his 2nd foul of the night. Oh, I apologize. 3rd foul of the night for Van Ruler. And Long is settling in at the line. Starting the fourth quarter for the Garretson Blue Dragons, you have Long at the line, and then number 23, Rhett Cloth, number 21, Isaiah Ganat, number 15, Dylan Kent, number 11, Caden Ockengay. So all 3 seniors on the court for the Garretson Blue Dragons, as Long hits his first, but unable to rattle in the second. Van Ruler comes away with the rebound. Ball goes to Katzer. Katzer does a nice little crossover, but gets kind of cut off not only by Ockengay, but by also his own man. It looked like Allie was trying to make a baseline cut and just kind of got in the way. Van Ruler has the ball in the corner, looking for a little relocate by Miles. Miles finds Gordon. Gordon takes a shot from 3 and connects. Big buckets by the Cougars right there to keep that momentum and keep this game within reach. Dylan Kent really close to the timeline as they were trying to find the spot to sweep in. Ball swings back and forth. Gnat finds Kent. Kent turns toward the baseline, and it just kind of goes off of that back iron. Once again, those baseline shots a little bit trickier because you can't get any of that love from the backboard. Van Ruler fires from baseline 3. Big board by Rhett Cloth, playing like there was somebody around him, but then coming down kind of hard, maybe a little bit too aggressively. Cloth has had that called against him a few different times this season, where he's just trying to clear his own space, but gets marked with a foul on that. Great defense by Van Ruler on Cloth's attempt there. No call. McCook Central tries to save it, and half the team just kind of turned and thought that that play was kind of over, and the ball gets thrown away. So Garretson goes, but Kent immediately turns over the ball with that unforced error, gets called for steps. So aside from the 1 free throw by Garretson and then the 3-pointer by Gordon, it has been a pretty quiet minute and a half for both of these teams. Schlueter comes away with the steal, finds Long running alongside him. Great touch pass. And then Long gets fouled on the way up. Setting up at the line is Long. Miles fouled out and done for the game. Fouled out with 6:19 to play. In now is freshman Mason Sabers. Long misses his first in and out. Great attempt, maybe just not quite the the right spin on it, or, you know, it's one of those game of not even inches, just centimeters here, where it just kind of hits the rim wrong, depending on how you have it. But he quickly makes that adjustment and nails that second free throw on that back half. Katzer taking the ball up for the Cougars, passes to Sabres. Sabres back to Katzer. Got high-low post going thing in between Gordon and Alley. Van Ruler sitting over in the corner. Ball poked away again. Schlueter tries to get long again, but ends up throwing it away. Great idea, but unable to convert. Sorry, slow camera work on that one. I think my little helper got distracted. Ball goes back in McCook's favor, so the steal ends up being no harm at all as Garretson quickly turned it over. Katzer now has it at the top of the key. Dribbles it in to draw the defender, which causes Alley to be wide open. Cloth tries to put up a shot block attempt, at least kind of alters the shot, makes people nervous when you have a 6'10" frame coming at you a little bit, and then is able to recover and grab that rebound. Good defensive possession by Cloth. Ball swings over to Long. Long launches from three, hits it for another. Coach Heisinger calls for a timeout. 5:28 to play. Garretson up by 17, 48-31. Looks like Heisinger is calling a full timeout, trying to rally the troops and keep this a manageable game, not wanting to let this lead get too big for sure. McCook wants to be able to find some momentum, especially with some tough games coming up. Like I said, they'll be playing Madison, who has a sub-500 record but should not be overlooked by any means. And then you have three really solid teams in Wolsey, Wessington, Mount Vernon, Plankington, and their other game is escaping me. I apologize. So I mean, McCook knows that they have a gauntlet in front of them, and really needing to find some pace and play some really good ball here. Coach Heitkamp likewise probably trying to tell his team to calm down a little bit. Great to have that aggression in there, reminding Schlueter that he has 4 fouls. But, you know, not wanting to lift your foot off the gas pedal too much. Garretson really needs to gain some momentum here in the back half of their season, and they have been playing much better as of late, even though the record hasn't quite rebounded the way that they have hoped that it could, and they didn't play to their potential maybe at the beginning of the season. Garretson has been playing well. They've just been faced and squared off against some pretty tough teams where they've fallen on that short side. So one of those, you know, your record is what it is, but don't be surprised if you play them again if you just feel like you're playing a completely different team, as they seem to be clicking a little bit better in that team play, which was missing at the beginning of the season. Katzer pops from 2, goes off of the side of the board. Schlueter gets the rebound. Van Ruler gets the steal. Kint goes straight up, but still gets marked for the foul. It looks like Van Ruler's going to settle in on the line. Foul does go to Kint. That is his second. So nothing too big except for the fact that you are putting McCook at the line, not wanting to extend those possessions or give them any sort of breathers. I think Garretson definitely would prefer to run the court if they could, rather than settle in on the free throw line. Number 22, Carter Jondal, back in as number 12, Owen Alley, sits down. Van Ruler sets for his second and nails it. Van Ruler about just under 70% from the stripe tonight. Kint takes the ball up the court. Gets stuck in the paint. Long launches from 3, immediately sees that it's off and release to try to go get it, but ball caroms out of bounds pretty quickly. Ball goes in favor of McCook. Cats are still playing that point guard. Van Ruler following up and down that lane. Good job staying straight up by Cloth, but ball comes back. Ball comes back over to Van Ruler, and Van Ruler just knows how to use his body to his advantage. Cloth gets marked for another foul as he kind of slides into Van Ruler, trying to make that shot a little bit more difficult. That is Cloth's 4th foul. Still 4.5 minutes to play, so nothing too major right there. Looks like Heitkamp's going to deploy Lardy to replace Cloth here after the first shot by Van Ruler. First shot goes off the back iron. Lardy does come in for Cloth. Cloth goes ahead and takes a seat. Another great defensive effort, though, by Cloth. He's been playing a lot better as of late. These last two games have been really fun to watch him play, just on that defensive side of the court. Yes, he can put back those good offensive boards. He can seal his man well, but, you know, the shot blocker, just the way that he has to alter, or other teams have their shots altered by his play, and then big, strong, aggressive rebounds has really been an enjoyment to see, especially when you see so many people settling for the threes all the time, and that big perimeter play that has become much more popular in the NBA has trickled down to high school ball as well. So it's always kind of fun to see some pretty strong post play. Jackson Cook takes the ball, goes for a little spin move and takes an extra step in there. Turns the ball over again, or McCook turns over the ball again. That is not Cook's multiple offense, but McCook Central Montrose has struggled to prevent the steps today. Schlueter has the ball up at the top, looks for an open man. Long goes ahead and gets it. Squared up quickly by Katzer. Kent regathers, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Kent way up at the top by the jump circle. Long looking to make something happen. Schlueter goes with just 2 seconds left. Ball has to go up, does not touch the rim. Possession is McCook Central Montrose's. Katzer takes it all the way in, looks for the foul, big rebound by Lardy. No foul called, as it looked like Katzer was pretty much the one initiating that contact the most of the time. Kent taking his time up the floor here as Garretson has that 15-point lead, so they're definitely in no rush on their offensive possessions. Want to use as much of the clock as possible. Ockengay swings it over to Kent, who finds Long over in the corner, and then Katzer pushes Long from behind. Long going to go ahead and settle in on the line. Still bonus situation. That is only Katzer's second foul. But the bonus situation definitely has Heisinger a little animated. Long hits his first. As a coach, you want your players to go ahead and play aggressive defensively, but also as a player, you need to quickly learn from the refs what's going on and what are they calling and what are they not calling. And these refs have been pretty consistent at calling that physical play and not letting them get to that point. Hence the fact that we've had quite a few fouls tonight. Lardy also getting his fourth foul. So him and Cloth, the big men for the Garretson, both sitting with 4 fouls, just under 3 minutes left to play. Carter Jondal at the line for McCook Central Montrose. Jondal puts it up. Hits off the back, high bounce, but does not find the cylinder. No points yet for Jondal tonight. I think I have him down for just 1 foul, but has been playing some quality minutes as that one finds the bottom of the bucket for his first point of the night, 50-34 in favor of the Garretson Blue Dragons, 16-point game. Katzer picking up Kent at the timeline. Owen Alley picking up Kent at the timeline. Long loses Katzer in a steal attempt. Kent goes ahead and penetrates the lane looking for the foul. Does get it this time as he was going aggressively to the lane. Probably would reach on that drive in. Foul goes against Micah Van Ruler. That is his 4th. Looks like Gavin Gordon is coming to check back in for the Cougars. Kent sinks his first free throw. That might be his first attempt at the line tonight as well, which is kind of uncharacteristic, as Kent is usually a pretty aggressive player. Many of his points come down low, close to the paint, with really aggressive drives. He's been a great ball handler for the Garretson Blue Dragons over the last 4 years. Kent connects on his second as well. He's definitely one of those players. All 3 of these seniors are going to be players that are missed, as they all have had some quality contributions to Garretson's success and play over their tenure. Steal by the Blue Dragons. Kent takes it up the court. 2:10 to play in the game. Allie leaving just enough distance to not get a count yet. Looking for some sort of penetration or some sort of opening. Kent thought he saw long, but just a little bit late. Katzer gets his hand in the lane, takes it. Great spin move. Wonderful finish by Katzer to put down another 2 points for the Cougars, 52-36. Long, closely guarded by Katzer. It's probably going to match up that you're going to see a lot next year, too. Katzer taking the ball away from Long and Schlueter. Schlueter goes straight up, but is able to get that foul as well. I think that is Schlueter's 5th. Basket was good by Katzer. Schlueter is out, and Katzer is going to sit on the line. Trying to convert that traditional three-point play. In for the Garretson Blue Dragons right now, you have Kloth and Lardy both with 4 fouls. Kint, Ockengay, and Long. At the line for the Cougars, you have Katzer. And then also in you have Gordon, Cook, Sabers, and Allie. Allie's been hounding Kint for these last few possessions. Kint kind of blows by him, but then Allie quickly goes around. Definitely an aggressive defender is sophomore Owen Allie. That foul right there by him, though, however, is his first, but it puts Kint at the line. Kint has probably been the Garretson Blue Dragons' best free throw shooter this season. As Kint sinks his first and resets for his second. Regardless if he made it or not, that was the double bonus for the Blue Dragons, so he was going to get 2 shots regardless of it, but he does sink both of them, showing the importance of needing to make that first free throw. It's a good habit to have. Ball is launched from deep in that baseline. Lots of Garretson people looking for it. Long trying to pick up that ball. I think Gordon's called for a foul on that loose ball attempt. Doesn't seem very happy about that foul. Took a little bit of time for him to separate himself from, or give himself enough space, I should say, from that ref, as Long is going to settle in on the line for 2 free throws of his own as well, since we are in that double bonus. Ball's up and off the back iron, no good. Line change looks like for the Cougars, as we have a minute to play. A few new faces to the team. Staying on the court is Mason Sabers, but new is number 13, Ty Morrison, number 20, Jackson Schmidt, seeing his first action of the night, number 32, John Schock, seeing his first action of the night, and number 14, Isaac Kane. So getting some of those quality bench minutes in to keep that program strong right now for the Cougars, as it looks to be a 17-point game. They're in no rush at all or Garretson is in no rush at all to use their shot clock or have it expire by any means. They're just going to kind of let it be for the most part. Going to probably let the shot clock expire. Yep, shot clock expires, 17.1 seconds on the clock. McCook going to take advantage of the court time that they're seeing. Going ahead, play hard, love it. Sabers runs into Ockengay. Great flash by Schock in there. Puts up 2 points, board by Lardy. 2 seconds to go. Not going to even get across the timeline. Final score, 55-38. in favor of the home team, the Garretson Blue Dragons. McCook Central Montrose, thank you for coming out to the Dragons Lair tonight. It was great to see you guys, and we wish you best of luck on the rest of your season as you have 5 games left. McCook Central Montrose drops to 7-8. However, Garretson grows to 7-8 with this win tonight. Leading the way for MCM was freshman guard Boston Katzer. Solid performance by him all around on both sides of that ball. Definitely going to be a fun player to watch in the future. Katzer came away with 16 points on the night of the 38 for McCook Central Montrose. Also finding their way into the scoring column was senior Gavin Gordon. Gordon came away with 9 points tonight. Also supporting that offensive output was Micah Van Ruler. Van Ruler puts up 6, only finding 2 points the traditional way and getting the rest of his points out on the free throw line. Mason Sabers and Cody Miles each had a 3-pointer to their name, and then Carter Jondal rounded out the scoring with just his 1 lone free throw made for the total of the 38 points for McCook Central Montrose. For the scoring column for the Garretson Blue Dragons, Cooper Long was the leading scorer. You're going to have to bear with me for a second as I have to try to add up some of my slash marks and my tallies here. I think I have him down for about 31 points of the Garretson Blue Dragons, 55 points. And it's literally coming everywhere. He had a few of those like 10-footer jump shots from 2-point range. He had a few big threes, especially, or all of his threes came in that second half. And then great performance from the free throw line as well by Long. So all around offensive threat right there. So 31 points for Long tonight. Also contributing in the offensive scoring column for the Garretson Blue Dragons, Dylan Kent. Looks like he had 10 points on the night. Pretty solid output for him. Rhett Cloth ended his night with 7. Isaiah Gannat had 3. Sam Schleter and Clay Lardy each put up 2 to round out the 55 points for the Garretson Blue Dragons. So once again, a big thank you to everyone for coming in and listening to our broadcast. I hope you were able to enjoy watching this from the comforts of your own home, or maybe you were at a different game and trying to stream it as well. Thank you for doing that. Big thank you to our official scorer, Carrie Stoltenberg, for spending her night here, our official timer, and scoreboard operator, Bob Bennett. And then our shot clock operator, Kurt Stoltenberg. So thank you guys for all of your help on a consistent basis here when we have these home basketball games in the Dragons Lair. Also, big thank you to Mr. Matt Schrank for getting everything set up for our broadcast today. And I'm trying to see who our supervisors were. It looks like I think Mr. Guy Johnson was here in the supervisory role for the Garretson Blue Dragons. But congratulations to the McCook Central Montrose Cougars on a great game, and wish them the best of luck for the rest of the season. Garretson Blue Dragons are back in action on Tuesday, as well as McCook. Garretson Blue Dragons will be hosting Beersford in a doubleheader with the boys and the girls teams, and we'll be moving forward from that point. So to everyone, please have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Stay warm. Enjoy the beautiful weather that we are supposed to have this way. And we will see you at the Blue Dragons next game next Tuesday with a doubleheader against the Beersford Watchdogs. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.